Remember back in 1989 when you thought the Rolling Stones were really old and they came to Cleveland and they played Municipal Stadium, the old stadium, before it got torn down? Well, these are news reports from the 1989 concert. So you can go see them in 2024. They're going to be very, very old. I'm hearing that FanDuel and these Vegas betting things, since you can bet on sports, they're accepting bets on whether or not the Rolling Stones concerts will go on, and you can even choose which member of the Stones you think's going to kick before the show to cancel it. So there's big money on the table for this Rolling Stones tour. I'm thinking about becoming a gambler if they're going to accept bets on which old rock stars are going to kick. It's the future.
Rolling Stones rolled into Cleveland Stadium tonight on their Steel Wheels tour. David Lane is standing by live with a look at tonight's rock royalty. David?
Well, Bob and Ramona, as you well know, they were rocking in the 60s, still kicking it in the 70s, and now closing out the 80s with the kind of stuff that established the Stones as music legends. Well, the Stones Steel Wheels tour rolled into Cleveland tonight on a wave of hype that had rockers psyched well in advance of tonight's concert. It was Stones at the Stadium night as the Steel Wheels tour rolled into Cleveland on a wave of hype that had rockers psyched well in advance of the concert. Outside the stadium, the enthusiasm began to swell along with the crowd. What is it about the Stones that turns you on? What is it about the group?
Well, everything. Right. Keith.
The Steel Wheels tour is tailor-made to promote the Stones' latest album of the same name.
Satisfaction was one of the first ones that I heard, and it seems like that I've been with them ever since, all the way through the Steel Wheels and Mixed Emotions.
The Stones' longevity was reflected in the face of many of tonight's concert goers, like Stan Raven and his date Shirley Roberts.
It sounds like them. It's nothing else. Like this, when Mick had his other album, this wasn't it, but now this is the Stones. This is great.
And this is what they came to see, 65,000 strong, as Mick Jagger and company had them under their thumb as the tunes came tum-tum tumbling down. Well, I tell you, it's a little chilly out here, but you better believe inside the stadium tonight it's plenty warm. That concert is still going strong. In fact, those sounds are starting to kind of drift across over here to Mall C as we stand by for the conclusion of the concert. Once again, the concert drew over 65,000. That's in excess of the Who concert. And this is the first appearance in Cleveland tonight for the rock and roll superstars in over 8 years, and that concert will continue, wrapping up sometime in December and expected to attract as many as 3 million concert goers before it wraps up. Bob and Ramona?
All right, thank you, David.
I didn't hear you make a grown man cry. That's my favorite.
All right, David Lane reporting live from the stadium.
Well, coming up next, Colombian drug lords will stop at nothing in trying to keep coke.
Next on News Center 8.
I'm Martin Savage. One of rock's longest-running legends, the Rolling Stones, continues to rock the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city tonight. But could it be the last time? I'll have a live report.
Cleveland's non.
Good evening, everyone.
Thanks for joining us. Here's what's happening. The Rolling Stones rolled into Cleveland tonight with their national Steel Wheels tour. Not since 1981 has Mick and rock's Bad Boys been to town, and tonight they are showing they can still start things up even after 27 years.
Tens of thousands of fans from 5 to 55, including Dick Goddard, made it any way they could to a concert that was satisfaction guaranteed. News Center 8's Martin Savage is live with the seemingly non-stop roll of the Rolling Stones. Marty?
You know, I thought that was him. Well, the concert is still going strong. Probably got another 15 minutes to a half hour left to go. And no matter what fans paid to get in, and some fans paid a lot, it's doubtful that any of them will be going home disappointed from what we've seen and heard down here. Some here even believe that they may have witnessed a part of history, the final concert tour of the Rolling Stones. As they flooded into the stadium, there was that feeling by many that this could indeed be the last road trip for the Rolling Stones. Maybe be the last tour?
Yeah, from what I read, Mick Jagger's not really into it anymore.
I just think it's too hard to get this thing organized, and the Stones are getting up in years.
You say they're getting old.
Yeah.
Like you.
Yeah, like me.
It was a seemingly older crowd that pushed, shoved, and bought its way into the stadium. In the time it takes to bat an eye, $20 has gone on a T-shirt bought by the same people who would scold their son if they ever spent that kind of money. You don't look the typical Stones fan.
Well, I had you fooled, huh?
You wouldn't happen to be like an undercover police officer.
No, I wouldn't.
You don't look maybe like a Rolling Stones fan.
He's a personal friend of Mick Jagger.
60,000 plus fans scrambled inside while hundreds more outside begged for tickets. And this is where they wanted to be, on the field in front of the stage that looked like something out of a set for Dungeons and Dragons. And then it happened. Mick Jagger up on stage, still gyrating after all these years to start me up. Looking at the faces behind the music, it's clear that time has passed by. But listening gives no sign that the Stones are about to stop rolling anytime soon. And you can still hear the cheering from inside the stadium. Clearly, the fans are enjoying the show. And from what we've heard, there have been few, if little, problems coming from inside the stadium. Few arrests, not that many commotions. Only a few people have been injured in the typical ways that come about in concerts. Otherwise, a good show and a good feeling for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city. Reporting live, Martin Savage, News Center 8 at Cleveland's Lakefront Stadium.
Thank you, Marty.
And it's rock and roll time as the Stones come touring through Cleveland. It's all next on Eyewitness News.
60,000 people are getting satisfaction at Cleveland's Muni Stadium tonight as the Rolling Stones Steel Wheels concert tour continues its Boffo tour. Lane Tack is bundled up outside of the chilly air, rocking and rolling outside the stadium with more on tonight's big show. Elaine, is the concert still going on?
Yes, it is, Ted, and right now the Rolling Stones are playing Brown Sugar. Inside the stadium, it is hot. Mick Jagger is keeping everything hot, and so are 60,000 people, so it may be chilly out here, but it is warm in there. And as Mick Jagger was singing tonight, you can't always get what you want, but there are no mixed emotions inside because wild horses can't keep the fans away. The Stones have been playing together for more than 25 years, and for some, tonight's show brings back a lot of memories. For other fans, tonight's concert is a memory in the making. Fans rolled into Cleveland Stadium tonight in every size, shape, and age range. In fact, some of this crowd could turn your hair on end. T-shirts and posters were selling like hotcakes as young and old were taking time to reminisce, thinking back to the days when they first heard the Stones.
Let's try 62. I graduated from high school. I've been following them ever since. And these are my sons who didn't believe in the Rolling Stones would be along. And here they are. How old are you? 23. 23? And how old are you? 18. So that's how long it's been. So another generation's following the Stones.
And still other fans like to remember how the Stones bridged the generation gap.
See, my daughter lived at home, and she was always playing them, especially when my husband wasn't home. She'd turn that up full blast, and I really liked them. So I told her I didn't want to go. I'm too old to come down here, but here I am.
Even those who weren't going inside remember the first time they heard them.
I was in the Navy in about 1965. I don't remember the song.
And others can't forget the songs they heard first.
Yeah, it's Brown Sugar. It was about 1976. I was a freshman in high school.
And for those who didn't like the Stones until they were adults, they can remember what it was that converted them.
Seeing them live, it was incredible. They came out and played Honky Tonk as the first song they played in this stadium in '75. We live in Virginia. Drove in today for the show. And I guess just seeing Honky Tonk live, that was all it took right there.
And he is absolutely right, because I have to tell you, I have a couple of Stones CDs, and until I saw them play inside the stadium tonight, Honky Tonk Live, and the balloons blew up their women 5 stories high, just like you see in the Macy's Day Parade. Those women were rocking to the music, and so were the fans. It was terrific. So anybody who went to the Stones concert, all 60,000 Clevelanders, weren't wrong at all. It was a terrific show.
Pretty good music indeed from a bunch of guys who are almost senior citizens, Elaine. I mean, do you realize 3 of the Rolling Stones are older than the Vice President of the United States?
I didn't realize that, but that's a pretty good fact, Ted.
It's true. Okay, Elaine, enjoy yourself. Go back to the concert. See you later.
Senior citizens, please.
They are pushing 50.
I'll tell you. As we just said, and you could see right there, it's a little bit cold outside right about now.
However,
the Rolling Stones start up their Cleveland performance, and we will have a live report for you.
And they're known as the world's greatest rock and roll band. They're here in Cleveland, rockin' and rollin' tonight. Details later.
Tonight's
still ahead tonight, the ever slender Steve Brown with a picture-perfect fall day in his forecast.
Mick, Keith, and the boys invade the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city with their music.
And Joe Carter on the train.
Hooley at Large with the Rolling Stones Cleveland performance. It's upcoming. As we speak, the Rolling Stones are starting to wrap up their concert at Cleveland Stadium, and Channel 3's Jim Hooley is there for a live performance. Right, Jim?
Yeah, Leon. The Stones are definitely a legend, and they lived up to that legend down here in the Hall of Fame city tonight. They've been on stage here at the stadium for 2 hours, and believe it or not, they are still on stage. So if you missed it, here's a taste of musical satisfaction from the Rolling Stones.
There wasn't a sad eye in the house when the Stones climbed on stage shortly after 9:15. 65,000 fans were on hand to cheer their classics, and music from the new album, too, Steel Wheels.
Hey, they're the world's greatest rock and roll band.
Those guys kick some butt.
Before the show, the fashionable found ways to fight the concert's cold as temperatures dipped well into the 40s.
We come to stay warm, have fun.
Now for the mathematics. With tickets priced at $28.50, the Stones will leave the stadium with something close to $1.8 million to pay their bills. Add up their total take over a 36-city tour, and these guys will end up, after they started up, with well over $70 million.
And there you see the fireworks over Cleveland Stadium. The concert by the Rolling Stones apparently over. $70 million. Leon, I should have learned to play my guitar. I should have learned to play those drums.
If you had learned to play your guitar and drums, you'd be on stage rocking and rolling in Cleveland tonight. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate your report.
Boy, 1.8 million. Cleveland is doing their part, aren't they?
I guess so, Jill. I guess Cleveland is doing its part.
They're not under anybody's thumb. That's our report for this evening. Thanks for joining us.
So long.
Thank you for watching Cleveland Live Music. I can't play a lick. That's why I'm a taper. Thanks for watching the channel and making it grow. If you want to subscribe, that'd be appreciated. Patreon and GoFundMe would be appreciated. Maybe I could get guitar lessons.